Hi everyone. We're back at it again today, and it's always a good thing to be together on Mondays. I'm going to talk a little bit about the weather today because that's what we do in Iowa, right? And especially this winter when we haven't had a whole lot of snowstorms, even though we had the one last week. We know that the temperature's been fluctuating a lot, and it seems to go from rain to snow, followed by sunshine, all before noon sometimes. It's been especially unpredictable this year, and except for the big storm just before Christmas and maybe the one we just had, snowstorms have been kind of few and far between. Our oldest grandson, who lives in Spencer, where they've had a whole lot more snow than we have, is convinced that anyone that wants to live in Northwest Iowa is just downright crazy. So what are some extreme winters that you remember? Fairly recently was the polar vortex, which was in January and February of 2019. Those weeks were extremely cold and snowy, and the thawing process took a very long time. It seemed like we'd never get rid of all that snow. Going back much further was the blizzard of April 1973, which absolutely came out of nowhere. You can still see pictures of cars buried in drifts on Blair's Ferry Road, which pop up in the news every once in a while. And then the winter of 1978 was pretty harsh too, with drifts on county roads or country roads where the snowplows had gotten through that were taller than somebody standing on the bed of a pickup. We've actually got a picture of Ralph doing that, and the snow was much higher than he was standing. A somewhat legendary snowstorm in my family happened in March of 1957 or 58. We were living in a little town south of Knoxville, Iowa, and some friends had been at our house for the evening playing cards with my folks. It started snowing like crazy while they were at our house, and when it came time for them to go home, it was almost like a full-out blizzard. They insisted on driving to their farm, which was only a couple miles out of town, even though my folks insisted that they stay with us and not risk going out in the storm, but off they went. Of course, they got stuck on the way home. Bob managed to walk to their farm and tried to get the tractor to pull the car out of the snow, but this tractor got stuck also. Now, this was all before cell phones, long time before that or anything. I don't know how this all transpired, but somehow my dad got to them and was able to bring them back to our house safely. Their two kids were about my age, so we were 5, 6, 7 along in there, and all three of us ended up sleeping crossways in the bed for the whole night so that everybody could have some place to sleep. We thought it was great fun having some kind of a sleepover that was just a lot different, and we were too young at the time to realize that their whole family could have very easily perished in that blizzard. I'd be willing to bet there are instances like that in your life where, looking back, you realize God's love and protection were the only thing that got you through. With God's help, if my dad hadn't gotten to them when he did, or if Bob had gotten disoriented trying to get to their farm on foot, none of them may have survived that ordeal. So many times we attribute it to luck, or being in the right place at the right time, or just the right circumstances. But as Christians, we know that we're in God's hands and His alone, and only with Him are we completely safe and protected. There's a hymn titled, "God Will Take Care of You," which goes like this: "Be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will take care of you. Beneath His wings of love abide, God will take care of you." And then the refrain goes, "God will take care of you through every day or all the way. He will care for you, God will take care of you." In all of our life circumstances, God and God alone is our protector in any storm, our rescuer when we're in peril, and our shepherd throughout every day of our lives. We could not be in better hands. God's blessings to you. Bye.